Me, oh my, that crowd certainly brought the noise, and all the WWE roster had to do was bring on the funk. Not Flash Funk, because Too Cold Scorpio was always much better as a gimmick and performer. No wonder he wasn't motivated as Flash Funk. He had cool dancers, and I don't really know what Flash Funk was supposed to be. Unfortunately, they couldn't bring Dory Funk Sr. because, well, he's been dead for like 52 fucking years. They couldn't bring Terry Funk because, rest in peace, arguably, if not the greatest of all time, passed away a couple of years ago. And they couldn't bring Dory Funk Jr. because I don't think he was going to make the trip. Like, he made it over to Japan to compete in a death match. But did they bring the Funk? Well, let's find out. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Night of Champions 2025 from the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Let me know your thoughts on the show in the comments, please. And the only time I'm going to get up on my soapbox is to say I'm not going to knock how anything is going over there because we have a bunch of goddamn stupid people in power over here because equally stupid people decided to vote this bullshit in. So fuck y'all if you think that this government's doing any goddamn good. It's up to the states, at least run by good people, to try to pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces. I also want to say, though, and this is where I will jump back on my soapbox, there are people that are calling CM Punk a hypocrite. Oh, we apologize for the go suck a blood-soaked, boop, or blood money-soaked beep, whatever, to The Miz. Okay. Probably didn't want to ruffle any feathers over there, so that's probably why he apologized. And in all honesty, I don't think that he meant it against the citizens of Saudi Arabia. I truly don't. There are a lot of good people over there. A lot of good people were bringing the goddamn energy, to the stadium. It was really, they call it the arena, but the way it's set up, it's just like really, nice stadium setup, small stadium. And also people were like, oh, he blew that kid off. He was such a dick. He pushed that kid. No, because the last kid that he pushed backstage was Jack Perry when he just choked him a bit because Jack Perry was a little smarmy bitch. And boy, the people that are all upset calling Punk a hypocrite, and you can call him a hypocrite if you want. Sure, he went over there for a shit pot full of money, like so many others have. Many people have gone over there. Some towns have said they would not go back over there. Cena wouldn't go back over there for a bit and has since. And others are, standing on their principles, and, Seth Rollins supports the Palestinian people not being massacred, but nobody said anything about him showing up. And I admit that CM Punk is not a perfect person, because of course he's fucking not. Nobody's fucking perfect, but guess what? If we're going to call him a hypocrite, then we need to call others hypocrites. And it's funny that the vast majority of the fans that are upset about this happen to be over there on the AEW diehard side. They're just upset because Punk got good ratings for them and actually did wrestling segments with Eddie Kingston and MJF and various others, and then the stuff with Hangman and whatever did or didn't happen, it was all over Colt Boom Boom Cabana, which was stupid. Because Colt was lucky to have a fucking job at that point, whether he did or did not have an association with Punk previously. And also the Bucks were fucking idiots for what they decided to do. And needling Punk and everything, and whatever happened, and they were brought back sooner. But, oh man, Punk was out way longer from that torn tricep. Because, for whatever reason, Khan just couldn't be a fucking boss. And people just don't want to admit. And if you don't want to admit that Punk's a hypocrite and you don't think he's a hypocrite, fine. You can think that if you want. If you want to think that Punk's the worst goddamn person in the world, that's fine. But those that think that, oh, Punk can only do bad stuff and stuff like that, pull your heads out of your fucking asses, is what I gotta say. And maybe realize that the company you support isn't exactly perfect either. There are positives and negatives to any wrestling company. Mainstream, indie, doesn't matter. Is WWE great? They can provide great moments, but their weekly TV really isn't all that great, to the point that I will actually watch more AEW weekly programming. I have been to more WWE, or I was to more WWE shows till about 2018 than AEW. You know why? Because AEW didn't start running fucking shows until goddamn 2019. And ever since they ran the first Dynamite on the same night that Wrestle Kingdom 2023 ran, I have been to more AEW shows since, in that period than I was to WWE shows from about 2000. Actually, let's see, 2000. I think I've actually been to more AEW shows than I've been to WWE live shows, or the number's about equal. And that's going back from 2004 all the way to now. So, and I've been to 2 pay-per-views that AEW has put on. as opposed to one pay-per-view that WWE put on. So the whole point is I support both companies, but I recognize that if you're going to be part of the toxic fandom and be fucking idiots, guess what? You can just cry in your goddamn, cereal and everything, or Hot Pockets, or whatever the fuck it is that you all do. But realize that Punk was part of the reason that company became, shockingly really, really relevant, gaining momentum after the pandemic ended. And he was a big reason why there was a boost in business. He was also a reason why there was a divide in the locker room. I'm not saying the Bucks and Hangman, whatever, were the only reasons, especially the Bucks. I don't even know about Hangman. But Punk had every right to do what he did. And now he's back drawing for the company by doing less. Well, AEW is doing what it's doing, still putting on some great shows, but they can't stay out of their own goddamn way. So is Punk a hypocrite? I let you decide in the comments. But maybe he'll do what Mustafa Ali did and donate a bunch of his winnings to proper causes, unlike what the Bucks and others in that company would fucking do. So anyway, I'm going to get off my fucking soapbox and talk about this show. So Cole and Bearer call the action. Orton and Cody get sing-along entrances. I didn't know they allowed golden showers in Riyadh. And Orton and Cody had a King of the Ring finals match. And 15 minutes in, the bell rang. And look, Orton hit a superplex, 5 minutes into the match, hurt his back. Cody focused on it, more heelish stuff, because his babyface run is coming to an end. It came to an end a while ago, because that motherfucker's been a heel to me for about 5 fucking years. But that being said, that's part of the reason is because he had Brandy out there, and nobody wanted Brandy out there. Nobody likes Brandy. She's fine if she just stays the fuck away from wrestling. So anyway, he does the post-stretch thing and fists him from behind. There's nothing like fisting a 6'4" man from St. Louis from behind. I will take no further questions on this. And we get a cutter, a super cutter. Cody gets some boos, crossroads, RKO when Cody thought that, oh, I'm going to show restraint, and boom, RKO. And then basically, Orton decided to feign the punt for too long, missed it. Figure 4, he gets out of it, 1-2, 1-2, RKO. Orton then goes for a chair, but it's like, no, haha, you're right. I'm just going to go do this, and, oh, you're looking away. I'm going to rip the turnbuckle pad down. And, oh, my ribs, I'm not supposed to get turnbuckle in it. And then crossroads, 1, 2, 3. And then Cody puts over Orton and gets booed heavily, massively, and whatever. Cody lays it on thick. We'll probably do a double turn SummerSlam. Crown Jewel and Perth plug, and Raquel gets crickets because it's Raquel Rodriguez and nobody cares. Rhea gets a massive pop, and my word, what a woman she is. Rhea and Raquel in a street fight. Oh boy, oh joy. You know what? This actually was pretty good. On account of Raquel, just letting Rhea bump off of her like crazy. Now, yes, Raquel hit a few decent moves, but honestly, this was Rhea doing a lot of bumping like crazy and making her look just super dominant. So we did get a spot where the chair got kicked into Raquel's head. Probably didn't knock any sense into her. Because if it did, she'd probably realize she's not cut out for this. But then at one point, Rhea, decides she takes over and then gets the belt out and everything and starts whipping her. Why can't that be me with a woman? Why? Why can't that be me with a woman? I do not have issues. I do not have issues in awful English. You have issues. You want to whip me? I am not okay during this. Not okay at all. Not okay. Rhea looked great. And then we get the standing clover queef. I know it's called the prison trap. Work with me here. Roxanne shows up and gets thrown around. And she can fit in the entire trash can because short people got no reason to, well, anyway. And, oh, look. The ref has to hold the table so a super riptide can be hit, and then Rhea gets the victory. There you are. So, Sammy got a good response. Karrion Kross got a decent response, and then the bell rang, and Sammy won in about 10 minutes. And I have nothing against Karrion Kross as a person, necessarily. I met him at an indie show. Actually, the last indie show I went to before the pandemic hit. He was nice, and he works fine in front of a small room, a decent-sized crowd. I just don't think it fucking translates here, and I think that time has passed. Cole did knock the people praising Kross, which I don't necessarily know if that's the best idea. If they want to re-sign him, fine. I don't think they're going to, but it is what it is. Who is Eliana, or Eliana, or however the Eliana, however the hell you say it, whoever did the theme. What was this? Was she from a Renaissance fair? Huzzah! Jacob Fatu and Solo had a match for the U.S. title. Oh my, this was a... Oh boy, this was a mess. Jacob Fatu took over and hit some good stuff. And anytime Solo got on offense, like holding a chin lock or a sleeper hold for about 5 years, boy, that crowd died. Oh my god, Jeff Cobb shows up. I know what his name is. He's Jeff Cobb. Tongaloa showed back up. I believe he's called Tangaloa. I don't care. He shows up and didn't botch. That means the world's going to spin out of control. Then a Fosbury flop onto both of them. The ref is distracted because the ref is just confused by everything. And by the way, he's distracted. I don't know who he's distracted by because everybody's on the floor. So the ref's just allowing people to get in the ring. I mean, yeah, they're not. Fatu's hitting them first, but whatever. And suddenly, moonsault. 1, 2, who? Oh my god, who is this? It's a big old man. Oh, it's Hikuleo. They call Tala Tonga. Okay, well, he's toast. That's it. Fuck it. Why are you calling people stupid names, Triple H? Do you not understand how to book things? I mean, he doesn't. I'm not saying that Vince is better, but I don't think that Triple H is a genius booker y'all think he is. Tala Tonga. What kind of name is that? Anyway, a choke slam on the table and a spike. 1, 2, 3. New U.S. champion. So this means Roman's going to come back. And we're going to have Jacob Fatu build a chase for Solo, who has got to be the most uninteresting person they have tried to push in a while. I know what they were trying to do originally with him and Roman. Solo was the understudy and then eventually taking over when Roman lost the title and becoming the tribal chief. But it's not going to work. It's not. It's like taking the Fatu Make a Difference character, turning it heel. Actually, it's like the Sultan. Except the Sultan didn't last nearly as long as Solo Sikoa. So yeah, new U.S. champion. Asuka comes out and she looks great and gets a good reaction. Jade! And Storm cosplay, and it looks great for a movie set, which is probably where she should be after this match. I know that she's never going to be a world beater in the ring. And I even wrote down, this is the Yas Queen of the Ring finals, and how good of a magician is Asuka. She's good. She ain't that good. No one's that good. Asuka had to bump off like crazy, attack Jade's knee for massive damage, and do as much as she could. Jesus Christ. Jade is never going to get in a singles match. I'm sorry, she's not. She really tried here, and eventually we did get Asuka trying to hit her new finish. That didn't work. We got jaded. 1, 2. Unfortunately, she pulled too far over, and Asuka's shoulder came up because they had to cut away from the camera shot, but it was what it was. 3, because Jade was supposed to win. Jade got some boos. Don't let them tell you who you are. You show them. She's shown us, and she's shown us why we're, about a year and a half. A year and a half into this project, even with her having some time off. We're a few years into the Jade project, where, yes, she was just given the undefeated streak and was trained by some people and not given a lot of direction. This ain't much better. I'm sorry. This ain't much better. And I don't know if she's ever going to get better. She looks great, and it looks great in 8x10, seems to carry herself well, and she's going to succeed in movies. But this is the peak right here. And she's going to get a shot at Tiffany at SummerSlam. And then Naomi's going to cash in, and we're going to continue that feud, where Jade's eventually going to beat Naomi. So, Punk and Cena get the sing-along entrances and everything. I think Cena was really trying hard not to, crack during this whole thing. Cena and Punk had a match for the WWE title. They're 6-6 in their encounters. Now they're 7-6 because Cena won. I'll tell you how Cena won. The crowd was into this intensely. That's not how he won. The cell phone light brigade and everything, that was cool. Cena was calling so goddamn loud, I think they heard him over in Perth, Australia. They worked light, they worked safe, and that's fine because Punk isn't going to hurt people because he's not in a syndicate. And also, I don't think Cena can. He might hurt himself. We did get a sky elbow, but then we got the STF, but that got reversed into Punk's STF that actually looks like a fucking STF. And then we got the kickouts. We got an AA for 2. We got a roll through on the crossbody, another AA. And then this match broke down. We got a GTS for 2. And then a ref bump where Cena took out the ref. And then a GTS. And then suddenly Rollins and the Crew show up and the match just stops. The referee apparently was buried in the desert like Ric Flair in late 99 just forever. A cash-in attempt? No. They stopped the cash-in attempt. And just... I know what they were trying to do because Cena wasn't wanting to blast Punk with the title and even listen to the fans just before this. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like, okay, Cena is trying here and turning on people, but eventually he's going to turn good. They're having to rush it, unfortunately, and I don't know if it's registering as well as they intended, but whatever. So, then we get the Crew runs in, we get Reed, here comes Bronson, as well as Steiner. Heyman just, moves like one of those penguin toys in the beginning of Superman 3. And is on, the ones on fire moved better and were less burnt. But then, just, the Crew attacks Punk, and then Cena blasts Rollins at one point, because he wants to stop the cash-in. Hits him with an AA. And this broke down like crazy. Cena was stumbling around. Penta walks and then gets in a tizzy with Steiner. Sammy runs down and they fought off, and then Penta jumped over the goddamn, or off the side of the stage onto them. And they forgot about the match. I didn't like it when they did this at Money in the Bank, and I know what they're trying to do, but it's not working. And if I hate when they do this bullshit and ignore the ref, even the referee does not need to be down like he has been shot like Dino Bravo in his home for like ever. So anyway, an AA to Reed, which was impressive. And then Seth hits him with the case, or hits Punk with the case and the stomp, and then Cena won, and then that's it. And that's Night of Champions. I'm probably not going to review Raw next week. I know they're taping SmackDown as well, and plus I think Raw actually starts early. If I'm home in time for Raw, maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. I'm just so down on WWE right now. I'm just so down on WWE. I'm down on wrestling in general, but just, god damn it. I got more in me, folks, but I ain't got a lot more reviews past the end of this year, and that's being generous. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Rentland. Until we meet again, happy trails to you.